I've never been to this side of Philadelphia. I've been to Philly before because I've heard of Philadelphia's cheesesteaks are pretty amazing, and to me they're pretty mid. But I had to try it, and this part of Philadelphia just seems to be not about Philly cheesesteaks, but about Philly drug addicts, Philly crackheads, Philly murderers, Philly homelessness. We got a part of this in Boston we call I forget what we call it in Boston, but we got a part like this in Boston that the homeless do hang out at. The crackheads and all them. I think it's called the Dome. They all hang out there, but it's not nearly as zombie-ish as this. Let's get into it.
Philadelphia, North Philadelphia to be exact, somewhat. It's known for a lot of drug use, crime, drug use, prostitution.
What are the most popular drugs here right now?
The Tran, the dope, and the fentanyl. What's up, baby? It's doing them dirty, like bad. Like my mother's from down here. My mother used to do every drug in this book. Glad to say she's cleaned up everything. But me, when I was a child, my mother was down here doing dope. She did not look like this. She had a couple track marks. She had a couple little sores and everything, but her limbs wasn't falling off. It's real bad. Like you can smell them when they walk past. Like,
do you guys believe addiction is a disease?
Yes, it is.
Some people want to get off drugs, but they so deep into it, they can't. No matter how hard they try, they've been doing it for so long, it becomes a part of them.
What do you think is the solution for someone who's that far in the lifestyle of drug addiction?
Well, my honest opinion, I don't think there's no solution. Then they're gonna do it till they die.
What is the solution? What is the solution when you now have an entire neighborhood, an entire city of pretty much zombies? What is the solution? How can we expect as normal everyday people that go to work, we do our jobs, we go home, even though we hate our jobs, we still do it. We go home and we probably decompress with some wine, maybe a shot of tequila. But for some reason, these people would rather shoot themselves up, stick needles in themselves every single day until they pretty much become zombie-like. How do you control that?
There's a fight right behind us. All right, that's it. You got him. That's it. That's it. You stealing? You can't steal. You can't steal. Da bing. No more. Get up. Go.
This is a typical day in Kensington, a neighborhood in Philadelphia. 400 to 800 people are on the streets here looking for their next high.
What's your name?
Bud.
How long you been out here?
Almost 4 years. I think it's crazy. For real.
I've never heard of Trank. I've heard of heroin. I've heard of cocaine. I've heard of Molly. I've heard of Xanax. I've heard of all those things, but I've never heard of this new stuff. And apparently he's been using it for 4 years. So I can't imagine what this... Do you see this woman over there? Do you see this man in the front? Dudes, they like zombies out here. And this is just like they just chilling out there just in the cold. It's probably cold outside. It's probably very, very cold outside. And they just chilling there out cold, zombie-like form. It don't make no sense. That's their hobby. That's sad.
When do you think you first started doing drugs?
I tried drugs when I was 18. I used heroin until I was 22. So in that period of time, you can kind of see when the writing's on the wall. It's a spiral.
Homeboy walking around with a needle on his head.
That period of time.
He got a needle on his ear. I thought this was illegal. I don't mean to laugh. This is a serious matter. But I'm so confused. Let's continue, man.
Time, you can kind of see when the writing's on the wall. You know, it's a spiral downward, and eventually it takes you to somewhere like this. Honestly, if I'm being truthful, I'm probably gonna have to get arrested to stop. But when I do get arrested, it's at that point, you know, I'd like to move forward into sobriety. I've had.
Why you gotta wait till you get arrested? I mean, another guy with a needle in his ear, bro. Another guy with a needle in his ear. Why you gotta wait till you get arrested for you to change if you know you gotta change already? That don't make sense, bro. That don't make sense, man. You guys gotta do better.
5 years clean, 2 years clean, a year and a half clean. Hi, Mom. I'm okay. Love you.
And if you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, you'll be saved. We are all the same. We have all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And like I said before, at the foot of the cross, there's no racism. There's no gender. There's no
gender?
Yeah, I don't think he meant to say that, but I think his tongue slipped. Let's try that again. There's no gender. What's that mean?
There is no. Let me repeat that.
Yeah.
There is gender, but there is no difference in salvation with respect to gender. If you're a man, you get saved. If you're a woman, you get saved. Let me tell you something. A man
There you go.
will not get to heaven if he's a homo and doesn't repent of his homosexuality.
Do you use any of the harm reduction services?
Talk that talk, OG. I'll talk that talk then, OG. Somebody's saying something at least.
They offer right here?
Yeah, we use the needle exchange. Then with harm reduction, they offer like wound care.
What's going on with the wound on your leg, man?
So what it is it's a sore that's caused by an abscess.
How does that happen?
We're not really sure, to be honest. Most of us think it's the Tran that does it.
The dangerous street drug component is officially called xylazine, nicknamed Trank, as in tranquilizer. For people who use illicit drugs, it is an X factor, both unseen and possibly fatal.
City officials and the feds say Trank is being mixed with opioids.
My name is Rosalind Pichardo, founder of Operation Save Our City. I work with families of homicide victims, and I'm a harm reductionist.
So what is xylazine?
So xylazine is like a tranquilizer, not made for human consumption. It's made for animals. It's used on mice. It's used on it's like a sedative that's made it into the drug supply.
They're using tranquilizer tranquilizer equipment to literally stick it in themselves. Bro, this is crazy. You know when you get a lion running after you and you trying to get away, you use a tranquilizer. When you see a bear and it's not supposed to be there, you use a tranquilizer. You try to put it to sleep. These humans think that it was in their right mind. Oh, we got to act this one out, brother. Bro. There's this new thing, right, bro? There's this new thing. They say it puts you in a trance. They say it puts you in a trance, bro. What you think? We should try it? Yeah, man. That seems like a good idea, man. Yeah, man. What you think, man? Yeah, man. I think that's a good idea, man. I can imagine the conversation these people are having before they take this stuff. Because if somebody came up to me and was like, yo, I got this thing that it'll put you in a trance. We should try it. I might smack him.
I mean, it's been here for 6 years, but we're seeing it a lot more now.
A drug commonly used to sedate horses is now being linked to overdose deaths across the country.
Trank was detected in 34% of all overdose deaths in 2021.
It's like a vasoconstrictor. It constricts your veins, and it just makes it hard to circulate. And then next thing you know, you got infection, you have amputation, you have rotting skin.
They say that like the filler is like really acidic. It's like when you get a cut, it's like almost like the acid tries to get out of your system, like through like the weak point or something in your veins, you know. So it's like these wounds, they don't heal, man. I've had this on my leg for like over a year, same size, man.
Have you attempted to get any like health care for it?
Nothing official, you know, but I do take care of it. Clean gauze, soap and water.
Bro, your foot's gonna fall off. Like, your foot is about to fall off. And this is self-inflicted wounds. And you're just chilling there talking like this is okay. You haven't even gone to the doctor yet, bro. You have not even gone to the doctor. And why is he not telling him this, bro? Go to the doctor, bro. Unless they don't take you because you don't have health insurance. I mean, that would make sense. But you can buy Trank, but you can't buy health insurance. Your foot's about to fall off, bro.
Meta honey.
So I have a lot of wound care supplies. I had a lot of snacks, socks. It's just not enough. We may have like maybe 6-7 teams out here from different hospitals, but it's just more or less the magnitude of people that are here coming from all over the country to consume this stuff that's not made for human consumption. I would say 70% are not from here. 70-80% are not from here.
I'm from Baltimore. I went to rehab like a month ago, and I ended up leaving with a girl.
Look at how thick his arm is. Hold up. Pause. Look at how thick his arm is. Y'all see how thick that arm is? Yo, that arm, his lower part of his arm is swollen. The top part of his arm is good. It looks like a normal arm. How come the bottom of his arm is bigger than the top part of his arm? What is going on in these Philly streets?
That's from here and been here ever since, and basically got stuck down here. I got a family back home in Baltimore with 3 kids, and this shit's different, like totally different. We took a trip back one time and got the dope, and it does nothing now. So basically, I'm up here because this shit is fucking different. Like,
they come here because we have that good shit, you know. They come here because we got that good drug.
This is wild, bro. I've never seen something like this shit ever in my life. Like Baltimore's ran by the gangs and shit. Like, Trank ain't even hit Baltimore yet. Like, I'm telling you, when it hits Baltimore, that shit's about to be a war zone because nothing else gonna get anybody high.
What's going on with your right arm here, man?
And somebody missed, and I ended up getting a blood infection, and I was septic. Like, last week, I was in ICU for 4 days.
Do you know what might have caused it?
Trank and coke.
What about you, man?
Well, look, my voice is mangled because when I was getting hit, somebody was hitting me. They hit my voice.
Yo, he's bleeding right now. And he can't even speak. He's whispering, bro. Somebody hit his voice box?
Or I think. I mean, that's what they say, but I'm going on like 3 weeks. Trank is nasty shit. It's nasty.
No, bro, you're dying. You're dying. That's the honest truth. You're dying. Why? You clean yourself up. You got blood on you running down your neck, running down your titty, bro. Clean yourself up. What is good with you, man? Oh my gosh.
An animal tranquilizer that was used on horses. you can look around and see and go, ooh, ooh, ooh. Ultimately, it's not that person's fault. Take the fucking trank away. My fucking leg. Horrible.
Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it then? If it's not their fault, whose fault is it? The trank was made for animals, and you decided to use it. And you talking about it's not my fault. They gotta take it away. No, it is your fault. You gotta stop using it.
I'm embarrassed by it. I wash, clean, put antibiotic fucking ointment on it, wrap it every day. Every time I can, I'm in that shower. This has been here for 5 fucking months.
The flesh-eating condition caused by Trank is referred to as necrotizing fasciitis. This condition was mentioned briefly during my visit to a harm reduction facility in San Francisco.
Necrotizing fasciitis, which is a flesh-eating disease.
But I wanted to learn more about what's actually going on beneath the skin when you see these types of lesions. So I found a dermatologist named Dr. Cartwright to help break it down.
Break it down for us, Dr. Cartwright, because we need to know what's going on here. This is crazy.
I'm Martina Cartwright. I'm the Vice President of Medical Affairs for a small dermatology company. Xylazine is not an opioid. It's actually an anesthetic meant for horses and other large animals. So necrotizing fasciitis is just a name for dead tissue. It causes death of the fascia, which is right underneath the skin surface, and it can even go deeper than that. So what you're seeing, that blackened tissue, again, is dead tissue. And below that is a harbored infection.
Now, how long after injecting Trank would it take for this condition to set in?
It's hard to say, but it oftentimes only takes a few days. Treatment is very complicated. You have to get the individual into the hospital right away to receive IV antibiotics. They also have to debride that wound, which means you take off the dead layers of skin and tissue. And sometimes that can go as deep as the bone. If they don't get the immediate treatment, it will spread and oftentimes cause a systemic infection called sepsis. Sepsis is a systemic infection that affects all the organs. So it's characterized by low blood pressure, rapid heart rate, increased temperature, and high white blood cell count. And it often has a very high death rate.
What is the death rate?
It's over 50%.
It's not my fault. They need to take it off the streets. I think she needs to be out there preaching like that guy was preaching on a microphone, saying out loud, hey, the black skin that you see, the black moldy dead skin that you see on your foot is going to cause you to die. Over 50% of you are not going to be here to tell your story. You should stop now. I think maybe that would help if they can even hear, because technically they're in a trance. And I'm guessing none of them have health care. I'm guessing all of them have not gone to the doctors. And these vigilantes are out here with their med kits and they're trying to save the day. But honestly, they're not. They're not saving the day. They're most likely just giving them a way to make an excuse even further to why they should still be on these things. Just because you bring somebody a Band-Aid after they get stabbed, don't mean to tell them now go back and get stabbed again because I got another Band-Aid for you. No. Stop stabbing yourself and you won't have to worry about these Band-Aids. You won't have to worry about these infections. You won't have to worry about none of this. Why are you doing this to yourself? Let's continue.
Is there any type of treatment for sepsis?
Amputation is the only treatment. They're not getting enough blood flow and nutrients to the area where the tissue has died, and it just keeps spreading. You can think of it almost like water spreading in a puddle. It goes from one small place and then it spreads throughout the limb. And if they don't seek treatment to get that blood flow back in there, they're going to lose their limb.
So a lot of these people is going to be walking around with either one leg or no feet in the near future. In the near future. And I think that I have to go now. I wanna see this for myself. I want to go to the streets of Philadelphia, Kensington Ave in particular, just to get some video footage of this trans. I'm not gonna take the trans, of course not. Do I look like one of them? I'm not gonna take the trans. I'm sorry, but I'm definitely going to be questioning while I'm eating a Philly cheesesteak. Why are these people shooting themselves with animal tranquilizer? Why are these people shooting themselves with animal tranquilizer?
Once symptoms have progressed beyond their initial stage, which is marked by dramatic inflammation of the affected limb, the skin begins to corrode. After that, the only real option is amputation, which in America costs $45,000 without insurance. So it's not uncommon in Kensington for trank addicts to chop.
They can't afford that. So they're going to have to cut them legs off themselves, which is a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother That's a whole nother basket.
Chop off their own limbs to stop the disease from progressing onto their internal organs. Now, I can genuinely say that in all my years reporting, I have never seen something this horrifying. And on a human level, I was struck with a piercing sense of anger and genuine frustration that there was actually someone out there, probably in plain sight, making a killing, selling Trank in Philadelphia, an evil drug, slowly killing thousands of people in real time, who, even if they miraculously get clean, will never recover from the damage it does to their body. All in the name of profit, because I guess fentanyl just wasn't enough to pay the bills. Still,
that's insane, bro. That's insane. This is another 90s. This is another war on drugs in Philadelphia. Thank God it hasn't gotten outside of Philadelphia yet. But I'm pretty sure, just like the opioid crisis, just like the cocaine crisis, I'm sure that if this stuff gets out, there's going to be a lot more coverage on this.
it's my job as a journalist to speak to everyone. So I asked around, does anybody know where this stuff comes from? I was told that at the top of the supply chain, almost all of Philadelphia's trank is created by a tight-knit pair of two brothers who've achieved a monopoly on the flow of xylazine in and out of Philadelphia after Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro made it temporarily illegal 6 months ago for veterinarians to prescribe or even possess xylazine.
Governor Shapiro is taking aggressive action to stop the spread of xylazine, also known as Trank, directing the State Department of Health to list it as a Schedule III narcotic.
The Trank brothers agreed to meet with him.
Who is Walter White and where is he? Who is Walter White? Where is he at? They got to find Walter because this is getting big. This is getting out of control clearly. They're trying to stop it, but they don't even know where it's coming from. They just know it's from two brothers, two chemist brothers that just know how to mix some chemicals.
But wouldn't give me an exact address. They first told me to go to the parking lot of Max's Cheesesteaks in North Philly. From there, they gave me walking directions to the stash house, where the door was left wide open for me to enter. And there I was, with the Walter White and Jesse Pinkman of Trank.
It's the Kensington finest. They love.
Well, I was the first one to say it, but yo, they let him into the stash house. The brothers, the people who run this whole thing, let him into the stash house, and he didn't snitch. I'm kind of confused.
There's a lot going on. A little bit of dope, a little bit of Trank, a little bit of Fetty. This should be about like 50 grams right here. Just go for about like $2,000, between $2,000 and $4,000. You know, it don't cost that much neither. It don't cost that much.
I'm sure you've seen a lot of people have died from overdoses from this stuff.
Yeah.
Molly Kotchenberger was just 30 years old when an overdose claimed her life. Huron says a dangerous veterinary tranquilizer was to blame.
We saw that she had fentanyl and xylazine in her system.
Do you feel any sense of like responsibility?
Yeah, I feel bad. They can't spend no more money with me.
I feel bad they can't spend no more money with me. That's all he cares about. He got people on the streets looking like zombies, and all he cares, people in the streets dying off, people in the streets getting their feet cut off, and all he cares about is he can't make no more money with them people because they gone. This is the streets of Philadelphia.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, what is Trank?
Trank is a liquid paste. It's like a tranquilizer, obviously, but it's already put together as we speak though. I gotta put it into like a blender and really get it down to a powder form so I can get all my work from it, get it done, get it on the streets, and do what you gotta do.
I saw online that it kind of originated as like a veterinary thing, right?
Yeah. So when you get your hands on it at first, it's not really breaking the law until you really like.
He's moving his shades like that gonna make a difference. Like, we can't see you already. We can't see you. You're covered up great. Nobody can tell who you are. But my man here, he got the stash spot address. And I'm pretty sure the police had to stop by there a couple days after, if not the day after.
Put it together.
Is there like a kind of dirty veterinarian involved somewhere along the way?
Yeah. Plenty of them. You know, it don't cost that much neither.
He's right. For a licensed veterinarian, a bottle of xylazine, capable of doubling the strength of an ounce of fentanyl, costs only $33. Is there a limit to how much you can get at one time?
Well, sometimes.
And what is that limit?
So an average bottle.
So his plug is a vet. His plug is a vet. He pays the vet. He says, "Yo, vet, I need some xylazine for the low. Give me it for 40. If you get it for 30, give me it for 40. I'm gonna sell it for 60." That's the play. That's the sad, unfortunate play.
I'd say you probably get about like 4 or 5 average, 4 to 5 bottles. Okay.
How much is each bottle?
So average between, I'd say 300 to 700.
Damn. I thought I said 60. He's saying he's getting 700.
It's gonna come to 1,000 if the person really stingy don't want you to know what's going on.
And it's typically veterinarians, huh?
Yeah. Well, no. He's the first guy, but we talk to the 4th, 5th, 6th guy. Yeah, I don't go right to the farms and get it. No, I got some people that make runs. I don't really make runs.
Nah, you already said yeah. You ain't fooling us. It's the veterinarians that's giving you the game. They giving you the good stuff. They signing off on it at least.
Myself, but I make sure I pay them very well to get what I need. We do what we gotta do, but I need y'all to get it here. I can't go get it myself.
Do you have any of the bottles with you?
See that bottle right there? Yeah, that's that money right there. See, my guy ain't moving.
Do you kind of moderate like how much you put into the fentanyl packets?
Yes, you got to. You don't want to kill them. You want them to enjoy themselves. You don't want to kill them.
You think Trank's like a pretty enjoyable experience?
Yeah.
It causes an anesthetic effect.
Let's stop. Let's stop this. I think we got to do a part 2 to this one, because this, although there's still so much more to go into this video, I can't watch it. I feel bothered watching it. I feel a little ashamed. Is it just me, or did that feather anybody else's biscuits? Pause. That's sad, man. Pray for Kensington Ave. Pray for Philadelphia.